Hi, I'm Gab. I am a singer, songwriter, and producer, and I decided to kind of take a break from making music today to just share all of the tips and tricks that I've learned online, just that have helped me, someone with no background in production, learn how to make my own beats and write songs and music that sounds like me and that I love and that I feel confident sharing with my friends and family. We're going to go through my studio setup today. We are going to go through software, hardware, and I'm even going to link down below the most helpful YouTube videos and Instagram accounts that I follow that give me production tips, that give me tutorials, and hopefully you walk away from this learning how to make music and finding something to do with your time while we kind of wait this whole thing out. Thanks for stopping by. Let's get started. All right, so the first corner over here, we've got a microphone, we've got a guitar, we've got a stool. I prefer to stand up when I sing so I can really have more control of my diaphragm, but oftentimes I like to sit and get more intimate with my music. We've got lights for ambiance. I really like to turn off my lights and close my blinds and just get a really good vibe in here when I'm recording. We've got an interface which helps you to directly connect your microphone or your acoustic electric guitar to feed sound into your computer. You'll need a good processor so that you can be able to record and run all your programs without your computer shutting down on you. And then I've got this Akai, which is a good keyboard just for tapping out some music and like some beats and everything. They have a larger one. I've got the mini, and I also have a larger keyboard as well to kind of feed music in if I don't need all these other doodads. Oh, and then you're going to need 2 sets of headphones. You'll want closed back for when you are recording. You're going to be wearing these to keep the sound from bleeding out of your ears and going into the microphone. And then you're going to want open back for when you're mixing and editing in the end. You want to be able to hear the room because not everyone listens to music just in closed off headphones. They're going to listen to it out loud at parties, in the car, in their AirPods. So you just want to have just the most accurate representation of what the music is going to sound like and how it's going to be played. So if you are mixing and editing your own music, you'll want open back headphones. And I think that's the majority of what I want to show you in my studio. It's not a lot, but it's everything that I need and everything that works for me. I don't find myself wanting for a lot or needing a lot more. So that is my studio setup. You don't need to have exactly what I have. I don't have like a super fancy setup. I didn't like blow like thousands of dollars on like this amazing blowout studio. I do not have like the most expensive mic. I don't have the most expensive or like top of the line anything, but I'm still able to make music that I love and that I'm proud to share with my friends and family. So you don't have to buy exactly what I've bought because my studio setup may be expensive for some, but it's definitely cheap to a lot of others. I know all the stores are closed, like Best Buy and like Guitar Center, but maybe get on Amazon or look on some websites where you can buy like some used studio equipment. I'm gonna link down below all of the software and hardware and equipment that I showed you today. I'm also going to show you where I found my tips and tricks from. A lot of great resources on IG and YouTube. On YouTube, I loved following, there's this guy who makes videos called like You Suck at Producing. And then there's Alina from like a production writer duo called Liar. She has some great videos for how to use Ableton and produce beats. I love seeing female producers, so I definitely watch a lot of her videos. And I'm just gonna link some more stuff below. This is a great tool for just finding inspiration, finding really great samples, and branching out and making different music from what you usually make. I feel like Splice just has so many sounds on it. It's incredible. So I typically go to the daily picks or the charts just to see what's popping and what's trending. I ended up finding my piano sample in the daily picks though, and I loved it immediately. I wrote the whole track just to the sample right here in Splice, and I ended up dragging and dropping it into Ableton down there. And then I looked for, I saw this pack, this R&B drum pack in the charts, and I thought it was so cool. It just like the perfect vibe for what I was looking for. So I dragged and dropped those pieces into Ableton Live as well. And I made my drum kit. And this is what my drums ended up sounding like. And just to show you, this is where I ended up dragging and dropping those samples to. And my sample for the piano was dropped here. So yeah, I ended up making my drum pattern. And then I have one without the kick, and I use that in the verses just to keep it soft before that kick comes in to really give you some movement. And then I made my bass line as well. Everything all together sounds like. I made the sample a little bit slower and lower as well, just to fit the vibe that I was going for with this track. And then once you're done, you just save and then export the audio. It goes to your Finder, and so you'll drag and drop from Finder into Logic Pro. Here we are in Logic Pro now. And by the way, if you see that my process is a little bit wonky or super simple and you have some tips for me, just leave it in the comments below, DM me, hit me up, let me know. I'd love to know how to get better. But here we are, and you see the production that we worked on, just in one tight, neat audio file right there in this track. You're going to hear some stacking, some ad-libs, and some harmonies in here. So that's definitely something that you're going to want to put in your music if you're a singer, just to make sure that it has some body and movement and fullness. I think over here is a great example of some stacking and layering and ad-libs, just so you can understand.
It isn't working, can't figure out what we're meant to be, and nothing or everything.
And so you heard right there just the harmony, the to be, that's an ad-lib where you just go in the background and throw in, you know, some words, throw in a little something in the background, catch people's ears. So it's a vibe. And then all together, everything sounds like.
And now my heart is hurting, and maybe I deserve it. I can't find no one like you.
Yeah, so I really like this one. And something else that you're going to want to pay attention to once you get all your vocals and stacks and layers and everything down, you're going to want to EQ. You're going to want to mix your vocals. I have a tutorial down below to kind of help you understand what that is and how to do it. A really good tip I have for mixing, if you're someone like me who has no idea where to start with it, is listen to some isolated vocals of tracks that are very similar to yours, of singers who have similar voices to you, because then you can understand how the engineer worked with those vocals to fit into a track to make it sound really good. So doing that, you're going to hear, okay, I need to add some more reverb. I'm going to need to add some more compression. Definitely want some more layering. I definitely want to pan a little bit more. Definitely want to fix up that EQ a little bit so that the vocals fit into the mix better. You're going to understand those terms a lot better once you just develop an ear for it and get some more practice. Once I finish mixing and everything and EQing, that's when I just share my music to SoundCloud, and then I'll send it to my friends and family. And once everyone gives me the okay and tells me that it's dope, as they always do, I'm going to be like, yay, and then take it to LANDR. Basically, this final step is just mastering. You can get this done a number of ways, whether it is paying an engineer or producer to do that for you, or, you know, learning how to do it yourself and purchasing the plugins and proper software to get that done. For me personally, just because I kind of like to work on my music and just get it done and get it out, I'll just go through LANDR or a similar website and just go through the quick process of mastering my project on here. So basically that's just a little brief walkthrough of how I kind of get music made. I get it up and out of my soul and onto my computer, and then in the ears of my friends and family. And my process is a little wonky, but it's unique to me, and it improves every day as I'm learning and pushing myself to, you know, learn how to do things more effectively, the proper way. I just hope that I helped someone, you know, learn how to get started and do this. You don't have to do it my way, but if you want to go the extra step, just go ahead and, you know, go to a website like CDBaby or something similar and upload your music, you know, to iTunes or Tidal or Apple Music or whatever. If you're really confident in your work and you feel like it's come out really great, then you should make money off of it. You should make money off of your art and all of your effort. So don't hesitate to do that as well, because everyone's goal for why they make music or create art is different, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to monetize off of that and make a career of it. So, go the extra step if you can, if you want to, just give it a shot. Please don't feel bad if in the beginning you don't sound like Diplo or Zed, or even like if your vocals aren't mixed to the gods like Ariana or Beyonce. I just want you to know that you are busting your bottom, getting up and learning how to do this thing that people go to school for years. But mixing, writing, producing your own beats, like that's a whole lot to do. And even I want to get to the point of success where I don't have to do all of that myself. But for now, as an artist, there's just so much power in producing your own beats and making your own music from scratch. And your music really does feel and sound like you. You're going to definitely want to listen to music that you love the most, and listen to the production, listen to the kick, the 808, the bass, like listen to everything in the song, not just the vocals, listen to the stacking of the lyrics, and when you recognize the patterns of what you really like and what draws you in, whatever like catches your ear, that's what you're going to discover is actually your sound. That's what you're going to discover. That's how you're going to be mixing your vocals. That's kind of the style that you're going to be looking at in your beats. Pay attention to the producers who produce the beats of the music that you like, and you'll realize like, oh, this guy produces a lot of Chris Brown's music, or he produced, Stara, she produced Rihanna and Halsey, and you can kind of definitely take a note of, okay, what makes these producers unique? Okay, what's like these different stylistic things? There's so much that you can learn from listening. Studying your favorite artists, that's work. That is developing your sound. You're training your ear and you're developing who you are as an artist. And that is to study sound, it's to study the charts, it's to study your favorite music of late and of all time, really. Look at what inspires you. And once you kind of figure those things out, take note of it, understand what it is, the technical terms for it, so that you can recreate those qualities within your music. Share your work with the people in your life. And I know I mentioned that a little bit throughout the video, but I just want to reiterate that just because if you have dreams of making really great music, then when your music isn't that great in the beginning, you're not gonna actually know what it sounds like. Like you'll have a sense of your improvement, but you're not gonna really know. And the people in your life, they have different tastes in music. And honestly, they support you. Share it with people who support you and with people who care about you and wanna see you succeed, because they're gonna tell you the real truth and they're gonna give you really good tips and advice. And it's all gonna be valuable. So don't forget to share your work and your progress. The people in your life will support you and they'll help you out and see to it that you succeed. I know for a lot of people that was a lot, but I just want to personally just stop and say thank you so much if you watched the whole video. I really hope that you learned something from it. I don't know if I'm a good teacher or a bad teacher, but I hope that I was able to kind of share that knowledge and information in a way that you really understood it. If you did, if you found it useful and helpful, please like and subscribe and share this video with your artist friends. I would love to know that. Please like and subscribe and share this video with your artist friends. Encourage them, support them, and check out my single that I showed you guys. It's called Like You, and it would mean the entire world if I got some feedback on it in the comments, or drop some feedback on my IG at @TheGabryJohnson. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and you have a great rest of your day, y'all. Bye.